got nothing. Ladies and gentlemen, in this video, it's a huge one because although we still have a lot of work to do, we are going to hear the EF hatch run with this beautiful D16Z6 in it, man. And the first order of business we're going to be taking care of is the clutch. We got the flywheel and the clutch kit here. Let me show you how beautiful they look. Look at that. Brand new. Let's go. And a brand new clutch kit. And that also brings us to our very first sponsor on the channel. I'm so proud of this moment, man. Shout out Matthew Massey with Meadow Creek Truck and Trailer Repair. They're going to be helping us out. Well, they actually sponsored us with these parts here, the flywheel and the clutch kit, as well as another crazy part that we have later in the video. You'll see that, but man, we're lucky to have them, man. So I'll put their info on screen. If you have any heavy duty truck or trailer repairs that you need to get done, hit them up and they'll take good care of you, man. All right, guys, we got the engine onto this little four-wheeler here. I did initially think about, like you saw, putting it on this like black blanket, but then I realized I need space like on the bottom for the flywheel and stuff to clear. All right, we got the rear main seal plate with the old seal still in it. I already cleaned it off. I just never replaced the seal just because I didn't want it to get messed up while I was doing everything else on the engine here. But we do have the new one. Here's the part number. Yes, sir. Brand new national. Y espacita, mire. Made in Mexico, baby. I'm gonna be trying to use these snips here to see if I can get it to cut this out instead of like trying to pry it out, you know what I'm saying? Because these are kind of weird at times to get out, but hopefully with these it'll make our life easier. All right, well, that made it way easier. I just cut, well, you can see right here, a little bit into there. It kind of takes off the strength of it sitting in here, and then I was just able to tap it out with this chisel and a hammer from the backside, and yeah, she's looking good. I just got to clean up all that like little residue in there, and then we can go ahead and install it. And I also think, so it doesn't sit, so you see this lip right here that it has, the seal doesn't sit all the way flush onto there. There's actually a clearance that I'm gonna have to use some feeler gauges for, so I'm gonna pull that up and see what it is, and then I'll let you guys know. All right, so I found the clearance on the actual manual. It says anywhere between 0.2 millimeters and 0.8, which 0.8 seems like a lot, so I'm gonna go somewhere between like 0.2 and 0.3. So I guess I'll just go, I have it here, 0.25. We'll just go with that one. The rear plate's ready. All right, ladies and gentlemen, whew, she's looking good. Every little thing we do to this thing just makes it so much nicer. So we got fresh rear main seal on there, looking great. And I also put the oil pan gasket, as you guys seen. But from here, I know I wanted to put the flywheel and the clutch on here, but what I'm gonna do is go ahead and start prepping the chassis, because there's some stuff that I need to do to it before, like, I want to put the engine in here. So I want to power wash it first of all, because there's all these little leaves and stuff everywhere, and it's collected some dirt from here sitting. Although I did do a detail on this thing, so if with the pressure washer it doesn't look good, I guess I'll give it another scrub, but it should be enough to take off all the dirt and grime, because I already did it once, so it's just surface level stuff. But yeah, we're gonna have to put this fuel filter holder on here. And then I also got the charcoal canister. Good thing I got that from the junkyard. And then after that, oh yeah, we're also gonna have to fix this thing. So it has I'll show you. I have it on the table, but anyway, when I hit the brakes, I can hear air leaking from here. Look, let me show you which one it is right here. It's literally just this, like, it's not even an O-ring, it's like a actual donut gasket. So when I ordered this, it said it was for the EF, but that shit is way too loose, man. I'm gonna have to wait on that and just order another one from Rock Auto. Yes, guys, yes, look it is messed up. Hell yeah. That is a beautiful sign. Here's the part number again for the new one. All right, let's listen. See if we can hear anything now. Nice. There we go. I mean, of course, we're gonna have to bleed the brakes, but before, every time I would hit the brake pedal, you can hear a every time you'd push it. So that fixed our problem, baby. All right, guys, well, with that done, I'm pleased to say that I'm very happy with the progress we've made. We got the charcoal canister up in there looking really good, the fuel filter holder, the fuel line. We got the new seal on the brake booster. I stole this off the Red Hatch too for this. What is this? This goes to the fuel pressure regulator, holds it really nice. And then I also painted the battery tray because I took it off the Red Hatch as well and cleaned up the little plastic tray there. So we're looking really good, man. Making really good progress. I also got the coolant reservoir up in there. I filled this just to see if it was holding, and it's been a day and no leaks, man. Let's go. So from here, I'm actually gonna go to the junkyard real quick because I need to get the rear T bracket that's gonna hopefully bolt up to there, because the one on the EF mounts differently than the one on the EG, on the one I'm about to use. So the transmission, the hydro transmission I'm gonna use, uses a T bracket that bolts to the side right here and then like comes up and hugs onto the mount, whereas the one on the EF has the main bracket up over the top here. So I'm gonna go get that and hopefully it works. I'm gonna get it off a 96, which is the EK, not the EG. So I believe they're the same from 92 to 2000. So hopefully that's the case. And then we'll try to mock stuff up a little bit. And from there, we'll start working on this flywheel and the clutch, man. All right, guys, I got this one off the manual EK, but I'm also gonna try to get the one off of EG here because they are different. So I'm just gonna try to take both of them. I just need the fucking last bolt right here. All right, finally, this one was harder than the EK one. Let me just show you the difference here. That's the EG and that's the EK. A lot smaller over here. All right, cool, we secured the bag. But now since we're out on the street, I'm just gonna hit up AutoZone and go get a fuel filter, because like you guys seen, the one I got obviously didn't work. It's for the EG, so I'm assuming it's different. But AutoZone seems to have it in stock for $11. I usually get my stuff off Rock Auto. For a good one, it was like 17 on there. And I looked up at Advance, it was like $28. I'm like, what the hell? And AutoZone has the hookup, man, $11. So we're about to go scoop that. All right, guys, now this is for those of you who want the knowledge. So we have the 3 different generation Honda Civic rear mounting brackets. So this is the oldest one. This one's out of a 87 or 88 up to a 1991. And the main, I mean, obviously it looks way different than these. So this one would mount on the other transmission like that. On the EFs, it mounts from the top like this. So we have 3 bolts going straight down into the transmission and then to the chassis mount over here. Now next we have the 92 to 95, and then this is a 96 to 2000. And obviously they look very similar. They both do interchange with each other's transmission, but this is where it changes pretty drastically because this one has more of a bend to it, the EK one, and the EG is just, you can tell, a lot more straight. So here's the correct one for the Z6 transmission, nice and straight. And then now you can see how big of a difference. So if we line them up here, then look how much more it's off over here. And now here's the EK one bolted up to the same Z6 transmission. Just wanted to show you guys so you guys can actually see that they both do fit onto either a 92 to 2000 transmission. The only difference is that it's not going to be as wide for the mounting point. All right, but now before we get too carried away with the engine and transmission stuff, we need to go back onto the chassis and install a brand new fuel filter. Now with the fuel filter in, look how good she looks. We got the feed line going in. This line here, this is the one that comes off of the fuel rail, so that's a feed to the rail. But other than that, I think I got the bay as ready as it's gonna get. We got the coolant reservoir in there. I filled up the washer reservoir, still holding water, no leaks. I did put the battery tray in here, but I'm gonna take that back off because it's gonna give us more room when we go to put the engine in here. I just put it in there just for the looks of it right now. And then we got the charcoal canister, we got the clutch line, we got the throttle cable in there as well. And I believe she's ready, man. We just got to put the flywheel and the clutch onto the engine, mate the trans to the engine, and then we can go ahead and try to drop her in here, baby. Let's go. I'm so fucking hyped, man. Got the new clutch disc on there, pressure plate, torqued them down to 20 foot-pounds, and I also put some blue Loctite on them just to make sure we don't have any problems. But from here, now we can finally make the transmission to the engine. All right, hold on. I'm getting a little carried away here, getting ahead of myself. I have to install this engine bracket because this is the original one off the Z6, and you can see that they're different. So those two posts are lined up with each other and these are staggered. The only thing is that I'm gonna have to cut this up, which is super unfortunate because it looks so good, but I mean, we're just gonna have to do what we gotta do. You know what I'm saying? All right, there we go. She fits up good now. I had to modify this bottom piece as well because it was hitting. You can see where I cut right there. I just used these snips, cut across. I also cut the gasket here so I can use it, and she looks good. Looks like nothing happened. So now I'm just gonna bolt this back down. And good thing I took this off because I forgot to put the key in here that holds like the crankshaft in place. I do remember now that I said I was gonna leave it off because I know I was gonna have to take this off a couple times, but now I just had to find it. I forgot exactly where I put it. All right, now, and I also have the crank pulley on there now with the key right there. So now I'm about to torque it down before we forget because that would suck. Now we're just gonna hit her with one of these real quick. Broke the adapter. All right, and there it is. You can tell, I mean, it could have been obviously cleaner, like closer to the mount, that way it looked really nice, but that'll do, whatever. I still was able to use both gaskets on top and bottom, so it looks really good. It sits up close. You honestly can't really tell too much that we made an incision. All right, guys, now we're getting to the last big major kind of modification that we need to do to be able to hopefully mount this to the EF. So I'm gonna try to reuse the old EF like transmission bracket from the side over here, because I mean, obviously I don't know if it's gonna work, but I'm gonna give it a try. So it seems like it's gonna line up hopefully pretty good, because we got it to line up here with that one, and then it looks like it's gonna be able to line up over here right there. So if we can get this to bolt up to the transmission, I think we're gonna have a very good chance to be able to use this hydro transmission and not have to take the one out of the hatch. All right, guys, got both holes drilled out. Oh, it's looking like it's gonna fit clean. All right, let me just put this one in over here. Ooh, we might need a washer on this side. It doesn't quite sit. I was hoping it would sit on that little lip, so you can see how this stud has a lip. So yeah, we might just need to use a washer. Oh, look at that, let's go. It actually bolted up straight, man. Let's go. And then this space is the same amount of space that it has on the EF, because then the mount has a stud that comes through down, and then you have to like tighten the nut from down here. So bro, that shit's sick. Yes, I think we got it. The only thing is I might have to replace this stud with the bolt that goes through, so I might have to find a different type of spacer, but I think we're gonna be able to use it, even though we're not gonna be able to use this hole on the bracket for extra rigidity, I guess. But that's solid, bro. That ain't going nowhere. So now what I want to do really quick, I went and got a gas cap because I was missing one on the car, but I want to start filling this thing with fuel, man. This is the first fluid that's gonna go in the car since, I don't know, let me go look at the plate real quick, since 2020. We're about to finally fill her up with some good fuel. Now that we got fuel in the car, we're on to one of the final parts before we can actually mount the transmission to the engine and get this thing in the engine bay. But this part is actually one of the most crucial parts to be able to make this hydro transmission work into the EF with the cable setup. So check it out. I got this from Hosport. It's a hydraulic conversion lever assembly. So what this is gonna do is pretty much mount onto the side of the transmission here and allow us to shift this hydro transmission with the cable instead of with the fluid. The cable just moves the lever and it pivots the fork here with the throwout bearing to engage and disengage the transmission. All right, we got that. We got all these pieces. They're supposed to be really nice too. I think they're supposed to be like billet pieces. Oh yes sir, straight billet, boy. Look at that. This side facing trans, so I'm assuming it goes like that. Oh yeah, got that notch in there. Whoo, look at that. That looks clean. Here's another piece. This one looks like it's just a regular steel piece, but it looks like the cable comes through there and kind of rests on there. And then we got this other beauty here. Look at that. That looks so good. My first piece of billet parts, man. Let's go. Let's go. That shit's clean. So I'm assuming when you push the clutch, this shit just pivots and it does what it's supposed to do, man. Woo, that looks good. Yes, sir. All right, ladies and gents, we got the trans on here and pretty much it's all put together now. So I went ahead, threw the starter on here. I finally got the engine mounts in the mail. So we got this trans-sided one, which fits really good. And then we got the other one over here. And I also went ahead and threw the T-bracket on here. I was thinking about doing it once the engine was already in the car, but I might as well just have it on there. This is the one that came off of the EK because it's a lot shorter, and I think that's what we're gonna need. I do have the EG one over there just in case, but the EK one, to me, visually off the top, looks like that's what we're gonna need. So we got this thing all put together, and now for arguably probably the most important part of this whole thing. So since we're doing a D16Z6 into a EF hatch, obviously those two don't mix, but we got just the thing to make this all happen. And again, this is all thanks to Meadow Creek Truck and Trailer Repair, because they went ahead and sponsored me with this next part, which I had mentioned earlier in the video. But check it out, they sponsored me with the fucking harness, bro. That shit's so sick. So we got the Rye Wire D series harness. We got the main harness here with all the injector, like plugs, alternator, everything we need here. And then this is where the magic happens right here. This is the adapter harness that's gonna allow us to connect the D16Z6 to the EF. And then of course we got the ground kit cable here just for the grounds for the alternator and starter and stuff. But yeah, man, huge shout out to Meadow Creek Truck and Trailer Repair because they're believing in what I'm doing. So I'll put their information up on the screen once again. So if you ever need any heavy duty truck or trailer repair, you guys know who to call, man. But yeah, this is exciting, man. I'm gonna go ahead and throw it onto the engine before we put it into the car, because this is a tucked harness, so it's gonna route a little different than the OEM harness, and I don't want to be like messing around with it trying to route it once it's already in the bay. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to figure it out now. I'll probably be unplugging, or I'll probably be plugging and unplugging stuff as I try to route this thing, but it should work really nice. Look how clean that looks, man. It almost doesn't even look like we have a harness on there. That's so sick. So we got the injectors running behind the rail right here, looking real good. And then we got pretty much everything else happening over here. Distributor wires. I mean, pretty much everything is hooked up now. Look back here. Just runs under this bracket here to the alternator. This one I'm not gonna use because the Z6 doesn't have a knock sensor. So you can see right there, KS knock sensor. So that one will not be used. This one's the O2 sensor onto the pipe. But yeah, man, I think it's time to start trying to put this into the engine, baby. Let's go. It's getting more nerve-wracking, you know what I'm saying? Because like we're getting closer to turning the key, and we built up this whole engine, so I just hope that it's good. I mean, it should. Went through all the steps, made sure everything was good. Yeah, man, I think it's officially time to try to throw this in the bay. Let's go. All right, we got the hole drilled out. Hopefully it goes through. Yes. I'll just need a longer bolt, and then we could run a nut through that, baby. Let's go, finally. All right, guys, well, the first test run didn't work. I should have done this from the beginning. I'm gonna cut these ears off here, just cut them flush. And then I think what I'm gonna do is, so you can see this little ridge, it comes back under here. So I'm just gonna notch in and cut that out, because that part is hitting here on the T bracket, not letting it go far back enough, which is then causing this one over here not to line up. It honestly also doesn't look like these are gonna line up with the rear mount, because the rear mount will sit too far forward, and it should be like right here, which sucks. So I don't know, I'm not sure exactly what I want to do with that. It'd be cool if this was flat and I could just drill another hole, but I don't know if that's really gonna be possible, man. Fuck. Ladies and gentlemen, oh my god, after some finagling and just trying to get this thing in here to fit, we finally have it in here. Look how clean that shit looks, bro. Oh my god, all the work we've done has come to this point, man. Let's go. That shit looks so good. We don't fully have it mounted up, so we got this one on and this one, but the rear T bracket isn't gonna work. The hole on the bracket sits too far back and kind of sits at a weird angle, so it won't go through the mount. Luckily though, I did hop on Hotsport and they have an actual conversion bracket for that, so I ordered that. It's not gonna be here. It says it ships to 2 to 4 weeks, which kind of sucks, but good thing is that we don't need it to turn this thing on. So I'm gonna go ahead and keep plugging away. My brother just helped me run the harness, the rest of the harness, through the firewall to the inside. So now I just pretty much have to figure out where I want everything. Mainly it's these lines here, like these vacuum lines, that I'm not 100% sure where they're gonna go. But other than that, everything should be pretty simple. This is the one I ran. This is one of the wires I got with the kit that goes from the alternator to the fuse box over here. This one here goes to the charcoal canister. I need to collect the fuel rail line to the fuel filter, and just little stuff like that that I need to button up. But the main thing is that we got it in here, man. All right, guys, we got a couple more huge things already done. I just ran the throttle cable, which I had to take off of my SI because the one that came with the car, actually I got it at the junkyard, but anyway, it was for the dual point fuel injection and it's longer, so I stole it off the SI. And then I also got the clutch cable ran and zip tied really nice to the fuel rail and onto the clutch kit or cable, hydro to cable kit that we have on there. So hopefully the engagement of everything is on point now. Is that moving in?
Yeah.
Is it working?
Yeah, the clutch is working.
All right, next thing I have to do is reroute these hoses here. These are for the purge valve. So the Z6 has it here on the manifold, but on the EF it's over here, and it's kind of already ran and everything's kind of like connected to it. So I'd rather just, because that way I don't have to figure out how to wire this one in, because it has a connector over here. This one's already hooked up to the loom that we're gonna have running to the ECU. So this one's already where it's supposed to go. This one goes to the top, and then the one running from the bottom of the purge valve here, that one is this one, and that one needs to run here to the back of the manifold down here. But then that leaves this one that I don't know where to go. It like tees off into this, and then this is like a blank over here. So what I'm thinking is putting a T on this and then bridging it with this one, running it to the manifold, and then kind of just seeing how it runs and go from there, because I'm not really sure about those ones for the swap. Here we go. She looks pretty good. This has to go right here. There we go. That was all hanging off. But anyway, we got it zip tied up. I'm a fan of using zip ties. They can look really good if you use them properly, but they're just like crack. If you abuse them, they'll make you look like shit, you know what I'm saying? So we got that zip tied onto there. I didn't fully cut this hose down because I'm still not sure, like I said, how this is supposed to be ran. So I just have it teed off from the one going here up to this one and this one. So the one that goes to the bottom of the purge valve, and then over here the one that goes this way. So we're just gonna leave it like that for now. Hopefully it works, and if it does, I'll cut that down, make it look a little cleaner. But she's looking good, man. But now I think what I'm gonna knock out is the shift linkage. I think that's another important one, because we got to make sure we're in neutral, man. You know what I'm saying? Oh my god, I just went to battle with the shift linkage, man. So I have my hatch in this spot over here, so it's kind of weird to get under the car, but I managed to get it out. I do have 2 shift linkages here, but they're from the EG, and I went to go put one on, but it's way too long. It goes way past the holes up there, and there's just no way those are gonna work. So I got these out, and I'm about to compare to the other one right here. So let's see, that lines up right there. Yeah, it's a good amount shorter. Look at that. Oh my God, luckily I was able to get it out though, because if you guys have ever taken one of these out, sometimes this little pin in here can be a little biatch, but she cooperated pretty nice, man. All right, guys, check it out. I got the holes, ow, fuck. I got the holes drilled out for the shifter, and now she lines up perfect. Look at that. Move it a little bit. There we go. I just have to have someone help me from either underneath or in here to run the nut and bolt, because there's no way to reach in there, but she's in there, man. She's about to look really good. So now if I kind of hold it up, she's in neutral. First, second, third, fourth, fifth, and maybe reverse ain't gonna go in. But anyway, so that's done. And then another huge win, which is actually, I think, the last difficult thing that I needed to do, was the clutch safety switch. It had the switch on the pedals when I initially put them in, but I just had to run the wires from the safety switch to over here to the connector that's going to go into the ECU. All right, guys, we are finally down to the last like 2 or 3 things. Look how good this thing looks, man. I put some spark plugs in it. I cleaned up the wires. They look brand new on there. They look so good. Put the distributor on. Put the exhaust manifold on with the downpipe that shoots back. I didn't want to use that manifold, but it's all I had, you know what I'm saying? So we're just gonna have to run it for a little bit while I get some headers. But even then, they don't look that bad, and I could still get the heat shield, which will cover it and make it look even better. So I'm not too worried about that. It should be all right. I got a new dipstick on the way. It's coming from Japan though, so I'm gonna have to wait like 2 weeks to get that. And then I did throw in the radiator just to see how it would fit, but it's literally not hooked up to anything. I could just pull it out. It fits really good though. Obviously I'm not gonna run it with water right now, just because if anything happens and we need to tear it out or whatever, I don't want to have to drain that. So I'm just gonna go ahead. The last things I need to do are put oil in it, put transmission fluid in it, and then put a battery in it, because I put the tray on, but now we need a battery to do that. And I think I ran through everything else. I don't think there's anything else that I need to do. All right, guys, next on the list is the transmission fluid. It's gonna leak a little bit, because first of all, it needs to overflow from the fill port. But since I don't have the axles when I start it up, since some stuff does move around, even if it's in neutral, it might leak a little bit. So if we have that leak, obviously we know it's because, thought it was a B. Obviously we know it's because the axles aren't in there. I'm getting so nervous, man. We've literally built this thing from the ground up. We took apart the whole engine, rebuilt that up. We took apart the transmission to replace the input shaft bearings and the seals in there. So yeah, it's kind of nerve-wracking, man, but I guess I'm ready. All right, guys, we got the transmission full of fluid. I got the battery ready to go. I just need to connect the post to it, and we're pretty much ready to start this thing. I am going to disconnect. Matter of fact, let's go do that now. I'm gonna disconnect all 4 of the injectors. That way we can just build up oil pressure and it doesn't fire. That way we ain't got no fuel going into there. And in case we do, we're just gonna take these off, man. Oh well. They look so good though. That way we don't get no spark going in there lighting the fuel in case one of the injectors is bad, because I don't know if they're good or not. So we're about to find out together. All right. We need a quick pre-startup checklist. So main thing we got is oil in the engine. We just did the transmission fluid. We got the battery. We got our spark with the distributor and the wires and our spark plugs in. We got all the fuel stuff hooked up. We got the fuel regulator all plumbed up and ready to go. Our fuel lines are there, and air, I mean, directly to it. So I haven't heard the fuel pump run. We did, if you guys remember a few episodes ago, we did drop the tank, put a new fuel pump in there, a Walbro, I believe it's a 250. So I haven't heard it run yet. I'm assuming because I didn't have any of the ECUs hooked up, and I'm pretty sure that's what tells the fuel pump to turn on. So now that we have that, I'm gonna go ahead and listen to that before I start cranking. And I put an oil pressure gauge on it, so it's running straight down to the hole where the oil pressure sensor goes, this one here. So that line takes place of this, and then we just have it straight onto a gauge. That way, as I'm cranking it, but not starting it up, just cranking it so we can build oil pressure, we should see, I'm assuming 10, maybe 15 PSI. And then when we start it up, it should go up to about 50, 60. So let's see what happens, man. Hopefully this works, because we got it from Harbor Freight. And hopefully it works, because if not, my pockets are gonna be sad as well as I am. But it's been fun up to this point, man. We've done a lot of good work, and even though I'm nervous, we gotta go, man. All right, guys, I'm nervous, but we gotta go. All right, we got the key in. We got the oil pressure gauge over here. First though, remember, I'm gonna turn the key on and listen for the fuel pump. Hopefully it starts, man. Hopefully it starts up. Let's go. You heard it. Yes. I'm gonna do it again. That pump sounds good. We have about like 6 or 7 gallons of fuel in the tank. So again, I heard something. I think we have a fuel leak. I heard it. Fuck. Oh yeah, we definitely have a fuel leak. Damn. Where's it coming from? Oh, it's coming from here. From the main line. Damn. I wonder if it's not tight enough. See, you can't expect it to go perfect, man. Okay, yeah, it might be not tight enough. Hopefully that's all it is. Okay, yeah, it definitely wasn't tight enough. All right, that should be good. All right. See? Whew, the fucking stinks in here. Good thing we're going through the pre-startup, bro. Damn, that shit stinks in here. All right, next try. Okay, I think we're good. All right, I got the oil pressure gauge here on my leg. It's time to start cranking, man. Oh, I'm fucking nervous, bro. I'm nervous. All right, let's go. Oh yeah, I gotta press the clutch. See, good thing I wired that in. Let me put the gauge. We'll watch it together. Oh no. I wonder if it's because, so there's still this one connected. I don't know if I'm supposed to have that in. I'll disconnect that. All right, let's try that. That's the first thing that came to mind. All right, let's try it. No more fuel leak. Still nothing. I wonder if the clutch switch isn't getting pressed enough. All right, I'm gonna have to crawl under the dash to push the clutch safety switch by hand and turn the key to see if that starts it, because it sounds like we're not getting anything. Where is this switch at? Way the fuck up here. I'm pushing it. Still nothing. What the hell? All right, so I tried it by hand and that's not it either. I don't know. I'm gonna check fuses real quick. All right, I wonder what we're missing here. I'm not really sure. I'm gonna have to look into it because the previous owner didn't really tell me too much about it, and I kind of just went and picked it up too. But I looked at it and it seemed like everything was there, so I'm not really sure if we're having a problem with the harness right now or if there's just a bad ground or something, because we're not even having the starter do anything right now. For now though, I have the key turned on, so I can just like do this shit to the starter and at least keep it cranked, oh shit, to see if we can get some oil pressure built up. Well, damn. We didn't get any fuel pressure or oil pressure built up at all. It didn't move. Do we have any leaks? No leaks. All right, guys. I was up late last night on the forums, and I'm pretty sure we figured out our issue here. So since this one is an automatic and not a manual car, so what I tried to do was install that clutch safety switch and then wire it to the ECU, but that's wrong because this is an automatic car and this one has that safety switch in the shifter. So what I had to do was connect these two black wires together, but instead of cutting them here and then joining them, I just like did this little plug, because you can see the type of plug that it has in there. So I just bought these connectors, connected it with the wire, stuck them in there. That way it's a little cleaner. And this one is the one that goes to the starter. So with this one, we should, in theory, hopefully be able to crank this thing now. And then this one, this green with white wire, I just grounded it to the chassis because I was also having a problem when I turned the key. I wasn't able to turn it all the way back to the off position to remove the key, which is the key interlock switch or some shit like that. So we're about to find out right now if that interlock switch worked, because I got the key right here. So I got the battery hooked up. I know there's gonna be power. Oh wait, oh yes, that worked. I was able to get the key out. I was never able to do that before with the battery in. Yes. I need to connect the ECU. That's why the fuel pump's not kicking on. Look at this though. Yes, that worked. Yes, that green and white wire. Now hopefully this one works too, man. Yes. We're getting somewhere. I just got to connect this computer in there, and then we should start cranking. That way we can hopefully build up a little bit of oil pressure. I just want to see that needle move. All right, guys, we got the computer in. Let's try that key interlock again. There's the fuel pump. Yes, sir. Oh, yes, we can still take the key out. There's the fuel pump again. Oh, there it is. All right, it's the moment of truth, man. No, it's not doing anything. Fuck. still not doing anything. Fuck. All right. I just looked in the engine bay for the wiring, and I forgot that last night I disconnected the ground wire going to the starter so I could jump it and make sure it cranks, and it does. So now that's back in. I don't know if I feel 100% that it's gonna work, but hopefully, man. Hopefully. We still got our little jumper here. Come on, baby. Oh! Let's go! Oh my God. We got it. We got it. Let's go. Let's go. Oh my God. All that work, baby. Thank you, God. Thank you. Oh my God. Let's go. Let's go. Woo. Oh, that feels good. Woo. I didn't even watch the oil pressure gauge, man. We got that shit hanging right here. Woo. Let's go, baby. All right, just real quick before you keep cranking, just make sure, let me move this. I have that for the transmission because I don't have the axles in, but it doesn't look like we have any leaks, man. So I think we're good to officially start letting her crank a little bit more, see if we can't build up some oil pressure. All right, now we're about to crank it. Let's try to build up some oil pressure. We just need to watch the gauge here. Damn, we got nothing. We got nothing. All right, guys, well, oh damn. Well, I thought about it and I don't really know where to check for oil pressure because it's not like we have a turbo where we could take off the feed line and make sure oil's flowing through. So I'm just gonna keep cranking it, and maybe it's just because there's absolutely no oil anywhere. It's just taking time to build up pressure. So hopefully we get something. Go back to here. Make sure. All right, fuel pump. Oh, it's moving. We got 10 PSI. We got 15. We're gonna hit 20. Oh, I smell oil. I smell oil. We got up to 15, almost 20 pounds, baby. Let's go. She's healthy. I'm pretty sure she's healthy. She got almost up to 20 pounds of oil pressure just on the crank. Let's go. I need to go check. I smelled oil. Did you smell oil, baby? Yeah. Maybe it's because I got the gauge in there. Are we leaking? There's no leaks. That's good. Hell yeah. I don't know. I don't think we have anything leaking. Huh. I wonder why I could smell oil. Maybe because of the gauge that's going into the car. I don't know, but we got oil pressure, baby. I might crank it like 1 or 2 more times just to build it up a little bit more, get more oil through there. And then I think we're ready to start this thing, man. All right, let's try it again. Keep our eye on this. Yes. Yep. All right, cool. We hit about 17, 18 pounds. I think we're good. I'm just gonna go ahead and look everything over again, plug in the spark plug wires, plug in the injectors, and then I'm just gonna fire it up, man. Let's go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are down to the moment of truth here. I got everything plugged back in, but before I started, I just wanna give a moment of appreciation to how good this thing looks, man. We got the wires in, the injectors, the harness, is tucked. It looks really good. And I just hope this thing starts, man. We tore the whole block, the whole engine down, sent it to the machine shop, rebuilt it, new bearings, new rings, built up the transmission and everything. And it all comes down to this, man. Oh my God. Let's go. I did keep the oil pressure gauge on there just to keep an eye on that. Oh, let's keep this open. It's hot as hell today. All right. All right. Make sure I'm in neutral. And I guess that's the cool thing about having this on the, because this is where the automatic shifter would be, and this is what gives the signal to the starter versus having it here on the clutch. And that's cool because I could start the car without pressing the clutch now, but also I always have to make sure I'm in neutral. But all right, I'm just nervous and I'm delaying a little bit. Got the fuel. I know we got fuel pressure because earlier, if you guys remember, we had it shooting out the main feed line. So, it's time. It started on the first crank, baby. Let's go. Woo! It's pretty loud because we don't have, the exhaust is shooting straight in here. We don't have the exhaust in here yet. It's just the manifold, the downpipe, and then no cat or anything. We have pressure, baby. We got like 87 pounds of pressure. Let's go. Let's go. It's on. It sounds good. It's kind of loud, but because there's no exhaust, but it sounds good. Hell yeah. Sounds good. Yes. Oh my God. All right, I gotta turn it off. Yes, we still got pressure. Oh yeah. All right, all the exhaust is coming through here. God damn. We did it. We did it. Thank you, God. I love you so much. We did it. It started on the first crank, man. Oh, that feels so good. It sounds so good. We did it. Yes. All that work, man. Let's go. Oh my God. I can't even believe it. But now what I have to do, now that it's on, I got to connect the timing light up to it, make sure it's on time. Fuck. I'm not sure for the Z6. I believe it's like 16 degrees plus or minus 2, something like that. But yeah, we're gonna leave that to the next video. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is where we're gonna leave it off. A lot of good work went into this video. So make sure you hit that thumbs up, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace. All right, I gotta check for leaks one more time. Let's go. Just because I'm paranoid. We did it. Let's go!